Okay, so while going through my news feed today, I found something that is a perfect example of the Hegelian dialectic. Now, for my longtime subscribers, you're more than well aware of what the Hegelian dialectic is. But for the newer subs, listen up.
What is the Hegelian dialectic? Well, it comes from 19th century philosopher Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel. He was born in 1770 and he died in 1831. A dialectic is a method of argument for resolving disagreements. Hegelianism prescribes the Hegelian dialectic, which is the art or practice of arriving at the truth by the exchange of logical arguments.
But in our case, the elites want to have they want to do something. So what they do is they cause a problem, blame it on somebody else. They offer a solution to get us to do something that they wanted us to do in the first place. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, a perfect example of this is the Zika virus. And yes, this still plays, so hang with me. We all remember this. They were spraying people in Florida from the air. They were spraying them from helicopters. They were spraying them from pickup trucks. They were spraying everybody for a virus that actually didn't cause anything. It was actually the pesticide they were spraying for the made-up virus that was causing the problems. And that's exactly what they wanted to do. But they also had another ulterior motive, and I'll show you that right now.
Bee colonies in Somerville wiped out after aerial spraying of a pesticide to kill mosquitoes.
I have an apiary here with 46 hives of bees. Well, I did have. Now I have boxes.
This yard used to be filled with a golden glow because of the amount of bees. Today, it's nearly empty.
We have to be kind and compassionate and figure out what's going to work, what's going to be the best methods to treat anything without harming the honeybees.
We spoke to bee owners who say they're devastated.
I was angry that day. I mean, it just didn't make any, I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that we sprayed poison from the sky.
But they want this to be a teaching moment.
And you can point fingers and blame everybody. That's not going to accomplish anything. But if we turn this into a teachable moment that how important bees are to the environment, how unhealthy it is to aerial spray.
Even though there were mistakes made and balls dropped on this, I don't feel like anybody did this in a malicious way to harm my bees.
They believe that this problem goes beyond the bees.
Autism's on a rise. Bees are on a decline. Is it coincidental? I don't think so.
Nalid was the chemical used.
If everyone just goes to an EPA website and starts reading the precautions, you'll be beside yourself.
An EPA document says people concerned should bring grills, pets, and child toys indoors during a spraying. The problem? Most people didn't know the spraying was taking place.
That same day they sprayed, we sent our kids out in the backyards to play.
Certainly you are following the news about the outbreak of the Zika virus all over Brazil, and the official version given by the Brazilian government and advertised 24/7 by mainstream media is that the virus is getting spread by a strain of the so-called dengue fever mosquito, which is allegedly being fought by a genetically modified strain of the same species, engineered by Oxitec, a British biotech company balls deep in the business of genetically modified bugs. But what definitely you won't be seeing on TV is that the Zika virus was patented by the Rockefeller Foundation circa 1947. What totally contradicts the government's health ministry version that the outbreak started with infected tourists. Now it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that such virus might as well be a product of laboratory, spread by a strain of mosquito as much engineered as the one that's supposed to be fighting it.
Investimento que o Ministério da Saúde está fazendo na Fiocruz, investimento de $500 bilhão de construção de capacidade.
Okay, so I don't understand what he's even saying, but it doesn't make any difference. We've already seen that the Rockefellers own and created the Zika patent. We've already seen that the symptoms that they're blaming on Zika are actually directly related to the pesticide they're spraying. But what does this have to do with the Hegelian dialectic, you might ask? Well, I'll show you. It turns out raising the public alarm to a made-up patented virus and then spraying the stuffing out of the entire community and killing all the bees did have a solution. And the solution is this: robo-bees could aid insects with pollination duties. You see what I mean? So yeah, we sprayed everybody, and yeah, we killed the bees, and bees are absolutely 100% necessary on the planet Earth to keep everything living. But seeing how they're spraying the atmosphere at all times with barium, strontium, aluminum, and every other thing, why not kill off the bees? Because mini drones sporting horsehair coated with a sticky gel could one day take the pressure off beleaguered bee populations by transporting pollen from plant to plant, researchers said. Roughly 3/4 of the world's flowering plants and about 35% of the world's food crops depend on animals to pollinate them, according to the Department of Agriculture. Some of nature's most prolific pollinators are bees, but bees populations are declining around the world. Last month, Fish and Wildlife Services listed a native species as endangered for the first time. Imagine that. Bees. These guys are spraying the atmosphere non-stop, and they just have major publications come out and debunk it. So they're basically saying what you're seeing in the sky is nothing. There's nothing to see here. The sky should always be gray with giant X's everywhere, and the sun should always be blotted out. It was always like that, don't you remember? They're literally terraforming the planet. It would appear that whatever it is they're trying to conjure up with their never-ending satanic ritual and their large hadron colliders, they're trying to draw something into this realm where we live, the human realm. They're trying to bring spiritual beings in, and apparently the atmosphere, the water, the food must all be genetically modified, radioactive, or straight up poisoned. And in the interim, they're killing off the bees and offering ridiculous solutions like this, something with horsehair on it and a sticky gel. Seriously? These guys are the cause of the bees dying off for some made-up, patented disease that doesn't even do anything, and then they're spraying the atmosphere and not even telling people, if you don't like it, F you. See what I mean? It's absolutely unbelievable. This is a lot like blowing something up in your own country, bombing the stuffing out of another country, and then flooding your country with people from the country you just bombed in order to get the population in your country disrupted. Yeah, it is complicated. At any rate, Richie from Boston. Links will be in the description. Like, share, subscribe. I am out.